with details on an officer taking the life of a pro wrestler and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. For an update on the apparent injury of WWE star Ivar of the Viking Raiders, it was said that regarding reports that Ivar's injury is a work, we're told that isn't true whatsoever. The severity of the injury isn't known as of yet, but we're told Ivar has long wrestled as if he's on borrowed time after his double fusion surgery, according to Fightful Select. Prior to Smackdown going on the air, mysterious music would play for those in attendance.
Shadows creep.
Oh, it's definitely Uncle Howdy.
Into my mind, into my sleep, into my mind,
Hey, yo, this is
into my sleep. Into my mind.
Hey, yo, Uncle Howdy, chill out, bro. I don't know you. I just came back. Yeah, Uncle Howdy definitely coming next week because this is the longest tease he's ever had. Like, what is going on here? Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Fire, man.
Staying on this topic, a QR code would once again appear on WWE programming as it led to this video.
He is nobody.
When it comes to AEW President Tony Khan allegedly banning his talent from watching the 2023 Royal Rumble, Ringside News wrote that while speaking on the Keeping It 100 podcast, Conan shared an intriguing story about his experience working with FTR and the reaction from AEW President Tony Khan after Dragon Lee signed with WWE. When FTR was working with us, I gave the tag team titles to Dragon Lee and his brother Dralistico. The next day, Dragon Lee signed with WWE. He hadn't signed yet, but the next day he did. Conan revealed that Tony Khan was absolutely infuriated with Conan over this move and accused him of stabbing him in the back. Well, Tony went nuts and had to fly over there. He went off and was like, yeah, why are you doing this? I can't believe you did this. You stabbed me in the back and you should have told me before. So I said, basically what you're trying to tell me is you don't want me to work with WWE again? He goes, no, I didn't say that. I have two witnesses saying I didn't say that. Conan then disclosed an interesting detail about the situation, claiming that Tony Khan had issued an edict forbidding AEW talent from watching the Royal Rumble event last year. But bro, he had given out that day the order that if he found out anybody was watching Cody at the Royal Rumble when he returned and won, Tony Khan, basically gave an edict. I better not find anybody watching that show. During his absence from WWE, Kevin Owens was seen with his family at a Taylor Swift concert. Confirming the details regarding her deal with TNA Wrestling, Xia Brookside told Sean Ross Sapp at WrestleCon, "It is a multi-year. Honestly, I'm just very grateful for the opportunity. I signed right after Hard to Kill in January, so it was Hard to Kill Ultimate X match. That was terrifying because I didn't think we speak about it last time, but I'm scared of heights. I'm scared of heights and it's getting worse. I don't know why. It's become a thing recently. But I've hidden it for my whole career. 9 years I've hid the fact that I couldn't stand on the top rope. Ultimate X, I didn't have a choice. I had to get up there. Even when I was stood on the top rope, I couldn't reach the rope. So I had to climb the silver thing and you're looking out in the ring. So it's a bigger drop when you're looking outside of it, and I had to climb up there. I was shaking. I was sweating. I felt so sick. Like I walked into the venue the day before and I was literally freaking out. So I don't know how I made it through that match, but I did, and I came out with a contract, so it was worth it." On a Twitch live stream, Kenny Omega would say this about Will Ospreay and Dave Meltzer. Here's the clip.
And some of the conduct of some individuals, I just realized, man, did I look like that big of a fucking ass sometimes? And I remember having that killer instinct, that mean streak, that ego, if you will. It's the same one that Ospreay has. You know what I mean? The guy really, he actually really struts around calling himself the best. I used to be that guy too. Well, actually, I was never that bad. I let other people call me the best. Ospreay just goes around parading calling himself the best. I just can't stand that. I can't stand when people do that. And that kind of tips his hand. It's like, how he really feels if it's only really him doing it all the time. I'm the best of 21st century. I'm the best wrestler you ever seen, brother. That I've ever seen? I've seen myself. So go fuck yourself. You're pretty good. I think it's great. Oh, yeah, I'm cutting a promo, so I should switch screens, right? Well, I just cut a promo again. It's pretty good. But he ain't me. He wasn't me. He wasn't me, never will be me. Here's the thing. That guy goes around, strutting around, fucking a lot of mean shit about yours truly. Well, that's easy to do when I'm down and out. But geez, if you want to compare apples, well, it's kind of still apples and oranges. But let's try to compare apples and apples. This dude, okay? He has the gall, the unmitigated gall, to go out in the world and call himself the King of Japan. The King of Japan? Like according to who? Again, it's to himself. He's freaking calling himself this. This guy's delusional. What a maniac. People love you out there, Will. They do. They like you. Some love you, I'm sure. Some love you. The 500, 600 fans that still would come to Crackwin Hall when you were there, maybe less, I don't know. I'm sure they adored you. More people were coming to see me. More people were buying my goods. I was appearing on TV more. When you talk about the matches, who remembers any of your fucking matches, Will? Nobody remembers them. You want to compare apples to apples now? Who's got the better matches against Utano? Who's got the better matches against Naito? Who's got the better matches against Ibushi, Goto, Tanahashi, freaking Yoshihashi, all these motherfuckers. And I know what you're probably going to say. Well, you ain't never wrestled the way I did, brother. Gives a shit. Who fucking, let me fucking do some of that to that. I'm like that. We're talking about the major players, the stuff that was bringing in the ching, ching, bing, bing, a la ting, ting. That was yours truly. That was me only, not you. It wasn't you. You never made a cent. You never made a dime for the company. Nothing. Not at all. Call yourself the king all you want. Call yourself the best all you want. You ain't that. I was that. And that memory still remains. They ain't never forgetting me. But I wouldn't be surprised if they already forgot you, Will. That's why you're looking to go out to Uganda. You're trying to make your own legend out there. But guess what? If I go to Uganda, I become the Ugandan king. Me. I do. But if you want it so bad, you can have it. Have it for a few months. Then maybe I take that flight. We'll see what happens then, huh? Pal. Buddy pal. All these guys. Jesus Christ. Every freaking person. I'm the best in the world. I'm the best in the world. I'm the best in the world. Oh, wow. Well, since you said it your fucking self, I guess it must be true. What the fuck is going on in wrestling these days? Everyone has to say it about themselves? I never fucking said about myself. This shit. People calling me the best belt machine. People calling me the best of all time. I never once said it. I never once. These names are given to me, and thus I repeat it. That's fucking all. That's all I'm doing. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of being the best in the world. You guys are just imposters. You're fucking frauds. Hello? What? Which? How? Go ahead. Fucking recite that formula over and over and over again. That Dave Meltzer formula. Get that fucking Dave Meltzer checklist every time. See if anyone remembers or gives a fuck aside from Dave Meltzer. Bitch. Bitch. No one do. Just him. One guy. Period. I get the love of all the people and Dave Meltzer. Try doing that, motherfucker. No. I am not healing on Meltzer. He is just but one guy with one opinion who's watched a lot of wrestling. It counts for something. It counts for something. But he's jumped the fucking shark, so it doesn't count for much anymore. He has jumped the motherfucking shark, and guess who is to blame for that? Me. I'm the guy. I broke this scale. It fucked up something in his brain where he doesn't even know what good matches anymore. He's just like, Kenny, you opened my mind to this weird fucking world of wrestling that I never saw before in my life. And I think he doesn't understand it anymore. He stopped being able to understand. He can't comprehend what's going on. I opened Pandora's box and it's just running rampant now. That's all it is. Mike Bailey.
Revealing how his Ministry of Darkness group merged with Vince McMahon's faction, the corporation, The Undertaker said this during a Q&A on Patreon. How much can I push back really in that situation? But I didn't like it. I thought as soon as it became corporate ministry that it got all watered down and it just ceased to be fun anymore. So yeah, that was the beginning of the end right then. We were really pushing the envelope as far as touching on religion and all these other different aspects. We were getting plenty of hate mail over some of the stuff that we were doing once the corporate ministry, and there's 20 people out there. The NWO is a great example of where it ended up, not a super great payoff in my opinion. It was just kind of blech. Touching on his previous plans to take part in a mixed martial arts bout, World Heavyweight Champion of WWE, Damian Priest told the Rob Brown Show, "I love MMA. I'm a fan. I've always been. I was trained. There was a time before I signed with WWE that I didn't think I was going to make it here, and I was in talks to do a smaller scale event, but I was going to fight in a cage. I was going to start training. I already talked to some trainers, and I was going to get the ball rolling, and then WWE called and I was like, never mind." In that same interview, Damian Priest talked about a possible venture into acting, as he said, like anybody else, it'd be fun. Yes and no. Yes, in the sense of I wouldn't mind doing it. It's something that who doesn't want to be a movie star? Having fun with that and creating something new. At my core, I'm a WWE superstar. This is all I've ever wanted to do with my life. While I could do something like that, I just can't see myself not doing my gig now full time. As he has not been featured on AEW programming recently, Ricky Starks said this regarding his tag team with Big Bill seemingly being at its end. I think that's it, yeah. The way that we even came into teaming together was a bit of a crapshoot as well. Honestly, this is everything I had predicted was going to happen anyways. I got suspended, so I couldn't be at All In, but I could be at All Out. During my suspension, I had a manager's license, and that's when I started being with Bill. I would tell people, me and Big Bill, we really don't know each other that well. We've gotten to know each other over the course of the months, but that was something that me and him had to just make work. Every time they give something, we just make it work, so it was fun. I thought it was cool for what it was. Seemed like people were into it, not too much of a chance given, so to speak. People can say what they want, but I think there was a little bit more to it that could have happened that didn't. But you deal with stuff, and that's how it is. He's a great dude. I really hope that things work out for him. I've always actually campaigned for that. I've always made sure if anybody out of this would be taken care of, it's him. So I'm glad to see that he is doing good because he's a good dude. Going over a murder of a pro wrestler by a police officer, Ringside News wrote that the wrestling world saw an unfortunate tragedy as Atlanta-based wrestler Reginald Folks, who came to the state to study at the Clark Atlanta University in 2007, was tragically killed in an incident involving former Atlanta Police Force member Kobe Minor, who has been charged with murder and aggravated assault. Folks was dedicated to his passion for professional wrestling and trained at World Wrestling Alliance 4 in Atlanta's South Fulton. In regards to his death, Kobe Minor alleged that a rideshare driver picked him up at a fellow officer's home. He told police that while traveling east on SR 14, the driver, who was Reginald Folks, was speaking on the phone in an unknown language and ignored his request to stop the car. When the policeman attempted to unlock the door and failed, he suspected the driver was reaching for something in the back seat. Uncertain about the driver's intentions and growing suspicions, even doubting the driver's sexual orientation. Fearing for his safety, Kobe fired approximately 3 rounds, killing Reginald. Minor then broke the window to escape the vehicle. Before the police arrived, Minor flagged down another driver and claimed that the Lyft driver, who he alleged was part of a gay fraternity, was trying to recruit him. Kobe Minor was apprehended by the Union City Police Department after officers responded to a shooting call near South Fulton Parkway and Stonewall Tell Road at around 12:40 a.m. They found the unresponsive victim, Reginald Folk. Furthermore, the Atlanta Police Department reported that Minor, who joined the force in 2018, had resigned immediately following the incident. At the time of the shooting, Minor was on unpaid administrative leave due to an arrest on drug-related charges in Milton in December of the previous year. Reginald's mother, Marshall Folks, expressed her devastation and frustration over the lack of communication from the police. Had no idea it was a cop that killed him, not until someone sent us the article. Folks told Fox 5. It's devastating, and on top of it, a black police officer is even worse to me. Fellow wrestlers and friends were equally shocked and heartbroken at the news of Reginald's murder. His trainer, Thomas Ballister, shared his confusion and sorrow. Devastated and confused. My main emotion. I can't understand it still. Jason Spector, a friend of Reginald Folks and fellow wrestler, was upset to see the tragic end of his acquaintance. It's tragic that this is how it had to be for him, that he had to go out this way. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.